My name is Gabrielle Stravelli. I live currently in Washington Heights, New York, and I am a vocalist. Well, I actually always sang. It was just something that came naturally to me as a kid. I used to make up little songs of my own, and I became obsessed with the movie Annie. And I was lucky I had parents who encouraged it. They weren't musicians themselves, but they supported me in my artistic and musical endeavors. I grew up doing theater and listening to lots of different kinds of music. I went to a conservatory for college, and I started working professionally as soon as I graduated. To a blossom-covered lane, and in your lonely flight, haven't you heard the music in the night? Well, I think for me the story lies in the fact that where I started musically is a different place than where I am now. Because when I graduated school, I started working professionally in theater. Mostly I did regional theater, and I did a European tour of hair. And I loved that, but I did kind of always feel like it wasn't quite it. So in the last 3 years or so, I started studying. I slowly got more into jazz and started studying that formally. And that's kind of more what I'm doing now. I think you could call it jazz. So if you see them anywhere, won't you lead me there? First of all, I think what drew me into jazz was just my voice and the quality of my voice is, people were always saying to me things like I had a smoky voice, so I sounded jazzy. But it never dawned on me to pursue that. One of the things I like about it that's so different from doing theater is the spontaneity that's involved, which I really love. I feel like the best stuff is created when people are in the moment and doing things on the fly. Whereas in theater, you rehearse a lot and you also do the same show, 8 times a week. Working as a solo artist, it is a different hustle. I think I'm getting more comfortable with just being aggressive in terms of going after things and having to represent myself. I have a weekly brunch gig downtown in Manhattan. I really love, and I'm grateful to have a weekly gig. So the album is called Waiting in Vain, which is the Bob Marley tune. I do an arrangement of that on the album. And I really love to mix traditional jazz and pop. I think the great thing about jazz is that, it's sort of like an umbrella term. I'm fortunate I live in this city where there are so many amazing people to play with, and it really is a joyful experience. And I feel very lucky to have music in my life as an outlet. I don't know how people do it who don't have that way to express themselves, because I know I'd go nuts if I didn't. So this is an original tune that's on the album Waiting in Vain. I wrote it with Jason Robinson and Pat O'Leary. It's called Runnin' Back for More. Oh, you're putting me down, boy. Treat me like a toy, but do I want to run away? No, I want to stay because I like fire, getting hot, getting burned. Who cares if lessons have not been learned? I think it's clear that I ought to be running for the door, but instead, I'm gonna be running back for more. All my friends try and tell me, honey, you're a fool. Your heart's getting scorched when you want to be playing it cool. I ought to be a knower, but Lord knows I'm a yeser. I'm getting a bad education, and baby, you are my professor. You walked around singing nobody does it better. So how come you made me a regretter? If you love me, Why do you tease me? 'Cause if you love me, then why do you treat me so bad? You say your loving is right. You say that your loving is good. But I know truth is you don't treat me like you should. Don't worry, mama. He doesn't beat me. He just lies, cusses, takes my money, leaves me and leaves me. Oh, you're putting me down, boy. You treat me like a toy, but do I want to run away? Hell no, I want to stay. So give me an aspirin, 'cause I got me a fever. Your loving's a religion, yeah, and I am a believer. I think it's clear that I ought to be running for the door, but instead, I'm gonna be running back for more. I'm gonna be running back. I'm gonna be running back. I'm gonna be running back for more. This is Gabrielle Stravelli for Capsulocity.